The Cubs looking to take 3 out of 4 against the first-place Cardinals tonight. Jason Hamill on the mound for the home team, but the Cubs offense faces a major challenge against All-Star Michael Wacha, looking for his 11th victory. We've got all the action, weather permitting, right here tonight on Comcast Sportsnet.
To Sportsnet Central, presented by Comcast Business.
And we begin with a Sportsnet Central news alert. Both Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant will represent the Cubs in the All-Star Home Run Derby, which will be held Monday night in Cincinnati. Rizzo belted his 16th homer yesterday. Bryant has 12 round-trippers so far. That ranks 3rd among all rookies in baseball.
We had a good game earlier. Now we have a chance to sweep the doubleheader.
Fair ball! Fair ball!
That was fair ball.
Montero will score. We're tied. Back to the pitcher. They'll try to turn two. Bad throw! Herrera's in. Everybody's safe. Cubs win. Cubs sweep.
Well, how about that? The Cardinals making the mistakes yesterday. Welcome into Sportsnet Central, presented by Comcast Business. I'm Mark Shanowski. Now, the last time the Cubs swept a twin bill from the Cardinals, their starting lineup included names like Sandberg, Dawson, Grace, and yes, Sosa, who was playing center field. Tonight, the Cubs will try to move a season-best 10 games over the 500 mark and earn their first series victory against St. Louis in 2015. Chris Bowden has your press pass for all the pregame news, and he joins us now live from Wrigley Field. Chris, Joe Madden talked about the Cubs having a mental block against the mighty Cardinals. I'm thinking a doubleheader sweep should be a good first step in changing all that.
Definitely, and it came against two guys you don't normally see in the Cardinals rotation, elevated from the minor leagues recently, so you can say that it wasn't the high quality that they'll be facing tonight. But the real story here so far in the pregame was the fact that, as you announced, the Cubs sending both Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant, who kind of alluded to wanting to go yesterday, and today Major League Baseball was able to grant that wish. They have a little extra work ahead of them next week in Cincinnati ahead of Tuesday's All-Star game, participating in that home run derby. Bryant will be taking his dad, Mike, the former minor leaguer, to be his pitcher. He's pitched to him his entire life out in Las Vegas, as well as now during the offseason. And Anthony Rizzo, who got an up-close look at that a year ago as a member of the All-Star team, it was kind of enticing, and he's going to bring Cubs coaching staff assistant Franklin Font as his pitcher.
It's going to be exciting. Chris and I will really enjoy it. I think everyone that will participate will enjoy it, but it's something to watch it growing up as a kid and participating in a few along the day. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good experience.
Your teammate?
Yeah, he's excited too. I mean, to do it together, so we better put on a good show.
Is there going to be a little bit of a side bet on this thing here?
No, I mean I was talking to him. We're just here to we're just going in to have fun. I think he has a pretty good chance. I mean, Cincinnati's a good left-handed hitter. I mean, it's just a good hitter's park, but you know, I get to watch him every day in BP, and it's pretty special. So, I mean, hopefully I win it, but if he wins, you know, that's great too.
Bryant and Rizzo will be in opposing brackets. Bryant facing Albert Pujols in his opening round. Rizzo will go up against former Cubs farmhand Josh Donaldson, who is on the other side of town this week, tearing up against the White Sox. Both of them aren't worried about fatigue or bad swing habits that seem to affect participants in the past, saying it's nothing more than batting practice. Joe Madden, he sounded a little lukewarm to the idea, especially with his team in a playoff race, but wouldn't think of blocking this opportunity.
It's their decision. I mean, we could talk as much as we want. I mean, part of it's for the betterment of Major League Baseball. Also, the fact that this has been a big part of generating interest, and we have two kids that really generate a lot of interest. So, more than anything, just that they do it properly, meaning just to not try to do too much with the whole thing. I think they'll handle it right. I do.
And And Madden says he usually shuts things down during the All-Star break, but it won't happen this particular week because he has a couple of dogs in the fight in the home run derby. Maybe then he'll turn the TV off before returning to work late next week. And Mark, you mentioned the pitching matchup tonight. Michael Wacha, speaking of All-Stars, on the mound against the Cubs and Jason Hamill. Madden also said that Jason Mott, who wound up pitching both ends of the doubleheader yesterday, will not be available in this series finale. That's going to do it from here. Spitting a little bit, but it looks like they're going to get at least the start of this one in right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Ski, let's send it back to you in the downtown studios.
All right, Chris, we'll keep our fingers crossed about the weather forecast and look for your reports during the game. Time now for Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. Anthony Rizzo has absolutely destroyed left-handed pitching since the start of last season. In 254 plate appearances, the All-Star first baseman batting .312 with 10 homers. And check out the OPS, almost 1,000. Quite an adjustment from earlier in his career when he hit just .194 against lefties. That's tonight's Comcast Business, Built for Business. And now this developing story from the NBA. One of the top free agents available, center DeAndre Jordan, is said to be strongly considering backing out of his verbal commitment to the Dallas Mavericks and returning to the LA Clippers. Jordan, as you recall, agreed to a 4-year, $80 million contract with Dallas over the weekend. But under league rules, no agreement is binding until the league moratorium is lifted at 11 p.m. Central Time tonight, and then contracts can officially be signed. As for Jordan, reportedly, he called his best friend on the Clippers, Blake Griffin, on Monday, said he was having second thoughts about signing on with Dallas. That led to a massive re-recruiting effort by the Clippers, who dispatched Griffin, Chris Paul, J.J. Redick, Coach Doc Rivers, and even the owner, Steve Ballmer, to Houston, where Jordan lives in the offseason, to try to convince him to change his mind. Jordan also promised Dallas owner Mark Cuban he would give him another chance before making a final decision. And reportedly, Jordan is meeting right now with Cuban and Mavs forward Chandler Parsons. We should have a decision maybe later tonight or tomorrow morning. The whole drama led some NBA players to break out their emoji game on Twitter. Chandler Parsons tweeted a plane indicating he would fly to Houston to try to convince Jordan to honor his commitment with the Mavs. J.J. Redick, who lives in Austin, then tweeted a car. Blake Griffin countered with a plane, a helicopter, and a car. Chris Paul chimed in with a banana boat. He was spotted riding one in the Bahamas earlier this week, and Paul Pierce going with a rocket ship. But his airness, Michael Jordan, bested all of them. He tweeted emojis of 6 championship trophies and then a goat, representing his title as the greatest player of all time. Way to go, MJ. You win that one as well.
And this fall, man, this is very tough. And this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
5 years ago today, LeBron James held that nationally televised show that broke the hearts of fans in his home state. Of course, 4 years later, James would jilt fans in South Florida by going back to Cleveland for a better chance at winning more championships. That leads us to tonight's Twitter question. In honor of the 5-year anniversary of LeBron's ill-fated decision show, who's the most despised athlete for Chicago sports fans over the past 5 years? You can answer using the CSN CHI Talk hashtag. Well, that's some of the best responses later in the show. And much more from Wrigley Field still on the way. MLB.com's Phil Rogers tells us if a Cubs series win against the Cardinals is in the cards, and what moves we should expect from Jed and Theo before the trade deadline. Meanwhile, a former Cubs farmhand is on fire with the Blue Jays. He's got some elite company in the power department. We'll give you the details when Sportsnet Central returns.
Sportsnet Central, brought to you by Comcast Business. Comcast Business, built for business.
This is a great place to work, not because they have yoga meetings and a juice bar, because they're getting Comcast Business Internet. Comcast Business offers convenient installation appointments that work around your schedule, and it takes done about an hour.
Get reliable internet that's up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company. Call 800-501-6000 to switch today.
Perks are nice, but the best thing you can give your business is Comcast Business.
Comcast Business, built for business.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish.
Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Advance Auto, Target, Lowe's, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Next time, save time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Quiet on the set. Take 73. What? It's a... Saving big is no laughing matter. At the Bob Roman Auto Group, over 7,000 new and used cars online at bobrorman.com.
There's only one Bob Roman.
Fans on their feet. Broken bat, ground ball to the shortstop, Castro. Cubs win! Cubs sweep! And a chance now to take 3 of 4 if they can win tomorrow night.
How about that celebration by the former Cardinal Jason Mott? The Cubs go for the series win tonight. And here's a look at the lineup. Joe Madden will run out against the All-Star right-hander Michael Wacha. Dexter Fowler leading off, followed by the All-Star duo of Rizzo and Bryant. Jorge Soler in the cleanup position. Then it's Starlin Castro, Miguel Montero, and Chris Coghlan. The pitcher, Jason Hamill, bats 8th, followed by rookie second baseman Addison Russell. No Colton Wong for the Cardinals. He left Game 1 on Tuesday with a head contusion. And it is now our pleasure to welcome in National Baseball writer Phil Rogers from MLB.com. Phil, both Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant have agreed to compete in the Home Run Derby on Monday. What are folks around baseball saying about this power-hitting duo the Cubs should feature for years to come?
Well, I think people are talking about it being one of the best 1-2 combinations anywhere in baseball. You know, whether you're talking about for 2015 or beyond, you know, you got the balance with left-handed hitter, right-handed hitter. But, you know, both guys heads up, all-around players. You know, definitely two guys to build around. And what excitement to have Chris Bryant as a rookie in the Home Run Derby. His father, Mike, throwing to him. It's going to be a really good scene on Monday night from Cincinnati.
Well, Phil, as you know, the Cubs starting pitching has been really good for the most part. But we know that Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer are on the lookout in the trade front. Any news on that front?
No, nothing that I would call news. You know, the talk I'm hearing more than a pitcher right now. I am hearing the Cubs on Ben Zobrist from the Oakland A's, a guy that played for Madden, and a guy that would give them the possibility of moving Addison Russell from second base to shortstop. I think they match up. They have a guy, Dan Vogelbach, their AA first baseman, is a #1 an American League player, #2 an Oakland A's type player. So I have my eye on Ben Zobrist being with the Cubs in early August.
Right now, the Cubs are 9 games over the 500 mark at 46-37. Do you get the feeling that folks around baseball feel that they've arrived maybe a year ahead of schedule?
Well, no, nobody really saw him coming. I think we were thinking this was a year maybe they would get to 500. A good year would be a little bit over 500. Right now, it's the 5th best record in the major leagues, on target to win 90 games. But in a division where 2 of those 4 teams with better records are in that division, the Cardinals, the Pirates, it's going to be really interesting to see how those 3 teams sort of fight it out. But the Cubs have gotten to this 90 wins. It almost feels like they haven't been hot. They had the 4-game sweep of the Mets and a 6-game win streak about that time. But I think they could be a better team by the middle of August and into early September than they are now. Will they still be getting the pitching from Hamill and Arrieta that sort of carried them this far? That would probably be the question.
Well, one thing's for sure, Joe Madden has worked wonders in his first year as Cubs manager. Phil, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully the weather holds off and they get this game in tonight.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
It will be Michael Waka against Jason Hamill in tonight's series finale, but also a special feature during the broadcast. Len Casper, Jim Deshaies will be answering your questions. You can visit facebook.com/CSN Chicago to submit your queries, then tune in to hear them answered during the game. And still ahead on Sportsnet Central, a talented Blackhawks fan pays tribute to the Stanley Cup champs in a rather creative way. And when it comes to the most despised athlete for Chicago sports fans, you can't forget about NHL cheap shot artist Rafi Torres. We'll have some of your favorite choices for despicable opponent when Sportsnet Central continues.
Your TV and your internet. Experience the two together like never before with a special offer from Xfinity and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Only Xfinity from Comcast gives you the X1 entertainment operating system with the cloud-based X1 DVR. So now anything you record is available on all your devices. Combine that with the fastest in-home Wi-Fi and get the most out of your entertainment. Get the X1 Triple Play for $99 a month for 2 full years. And now get even more internet speed, up to 75 megabits per second. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Xfinity.com today.
At Domino's, we're known for delivery, but we want to be great at carry-out, too. That's why we're offering a deal that will get a lot of people in the door and help us become carry-out experts. Put your store to the test and carry out large 3-topping pizzas for only $7.99 each every Monday through Thursday.
This program on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by Prizm. Now your team can collaborate at a whole new level with video walls from Prizm. Learn how at Prizm.com.
Hey, White Sox fans, remember this?
And it's a gunner! A White Sox winner! A winner on a Petsednik home run! And the White Sox go up 2-0.
It's one of my favorite moments from 2005. Come see me, Scott Petsednik, and my teammates July 17th through the 19th for a special 2005 World Championship Reunion Weekend presented by your local Ford stores. Tickets to all 3 games are on sale now, so visit whitesox.com today.
This is a great place to work, not because they have yoga meetings and a juice bar, because they're getting Comcast Business Internet. Comcast Business offers convenient installation appointments that work around your schedule, and it takes about an hour.
Get reliable internet that's up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company. Call 800-501-6000 to switch today.
Perks are nice, but the best thing you can give your business is Comcast Business.
Comcast Business, built for business.
Saturday on CSN. Chicago's bringing the heat and raising the temps in a sweltering East-West match with Seattle. Watch the men in red give their all as they try to score the win. Live coverage starts at 7 on CSN Chicago.
Tomorrow, CSN Chicago celebrates Sox Social Day as the good guys wrap up their homestand against Toronto. Join the fun by using the hashtag SoxSocial throughout the game. See your tweets on air and win prizes. Sox Jays tomorrow at 12:30 on CSN.
That ball hit hard, deep, and it is 2-1.
He's been absolutely amazing. That's the 6th home run he's hit against our Sox this year.
Blue Jays All-Star Josh Donaldson, a former prospect in the Cubs system, has homered in all 5 games against the Sox this season. Now, since 1960, the only players to go deep in 5 straight in a single season against the Sox are Donaldson, Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew in 1964, and Roger Maris during his magical 61 home run season of 1961. Also, 7 years ago today, the Cubs traded Donaldson to the A's in a deal that brought Rich Harden to Chicago. At the time, it seemed like a good trade for the Cubs. As for the White Sox, the frustration over the lack of offense is mounting.
You're getting these guys going out and giving you really good performances, and you're not able to capitalize on it. And I think that's the part where you see the opportunities that are there. These guys are giving you great outings, and you're not being able to do them. Not just the starters, but even the bullpen coming in, keeping it close, keeping you within 1 run to be able to get something done, and you can't get it done. So I know these guys are frustrated, and they're good enough to be able to have it turn, and you're waiting for it to turn. But you know, these guys are giving you an opportunity with how well they're pitching.
Baseball on the south side as well as the White Sox host the Toronto Blue Jays. We welcome in Dan Hayes, our White Sox insider from CSNChicago.com. Dan, if pitchers could sue for a lack of run support, Jose Quintana would definitely have a case. Another tough loss last night. How has Quintana held up mentally through all these frustrating outings?
Well, Mark, I'll tell you what, it's hard to believe, but going into last night, there are actually 4 pitchers with worse run support in the majors than Jose Quintana. I don't know how that's possible. I mean, he went in with 2.72 runs per game. Over his last 8, he's been fantastic, and he's only gotten 13 runs scored for him at that point. You look at the runs he's been given in his losses, and I think the most he's received is 1, maybe 3 or 4 times. It's really tough, but you know what? He's a very tough guy. He's a very mentally tough guy. That's what the White Sox loved about him. That's why they offered him the extension. He doesn't try to focus on that. He just tries to focus on what he has to do. Of course, he'd love the runs. It's very tough to see what's happening just because of how good he has been. I mean, this guy's a guy who would be an all-star if he had received any kind of run support. We already know about all the no decisions. That's what he's known for, and that's unfortunate for him with how good of a pitcher he is, but he powers through it.
Yeah, it seems like every year there's that one pitcher on his staff that never gets any run support. This year, it's Quintana. Rick Hahn suggested the White Sox had a couple of weeks to decide their strategy in the trade market. Would they be sellers? Probably not buyers, but maybe hold pat. Might they consider moving a pitcher like Quintana or Jeff Samardzija if the price is right?
Well, I think with Jose Quintana, you really have to, you listen, and that's, we talked about this with Rick Hahn a little bit today. You listen on any player that other teams come in and talk to you about, but you have to be blown away. You look at Jose Quintana's contract, it's phenomenal. It's 5 years and $26 million. You're getting a guy that's going to give you 200 innings at roughly 3.5 ERA. That's very hard to come by, especially, you know, what he is, where he came from. They love how much he's developed with them the last couple of years. So really, for a team to pry him away is going to take a lot. Jeff Samardzija, it's a little bit more interesting. Obviously, he's a free agent after this season. I think that if the White Sox feel like they're in the race, that they'll stick with him because they feel like their pitching is enough to get them in the postseason if they can hit at all. But the problem is, obviously, they haven't hit. They're averaging 3.4 runs a game right now. They're on pace for one of their lowest totals in franchise history. It really hasn't happened, yet they're still in all these games. So you can see why they're hesitant, just because they're only about 5.5 back in the wild card, even though there are 9 teams in front of them. If you had a great run, you could move on and get back in things, but it's a tough spot to be in. But Samardzija certainly would be a guy that'd bring them some prospects back.
All right, Dan, 2 more games against the Blue Jays, then it's on to Wrigley Field for the weekend Crosstown Cup Series against the Cubs. We'll be following your coverage on CSNChicago.com. Moving on to the NBA, being a sports fan sometimes can be like riding a roller coaster, all kinds of highs and lows, sometimes accompanied by a sick feeling in the pit of your stomach. And when your favorite team is coming out on the short end, there's a natural tendency to take out your frustrations on a player who's wearing the other city's jersey. Earlier in the show, we asked for your most despised athletes on opposing teams. And Eric tweets, Aaron Rodgers for sure, every time he does his belt wrap after a TD. Actually, that'd be the discount double check. Makes me hate him a little bit more, and there have been a lot of those moves with all the touchdowns the Packers have scored. Rodgers 11-2 over the last 5 seasons against the Bears, knocking the Bears out of the NFC Championship in 2011 and out of playoff consideration at the end of 2013. Patricia tweets, Rafi Torres has to be in the top 10 after what he did to Marian Hossa. Of course, you remember back in April of 2012, Torres dangerously launching himself into Hossa. That put the future Hall of Famer in the hospital. And a year before that, when he played for the Vancouver Canucks, Torres went headhunting on Brent Seabrook. Rafi Torres still public enemy #1 for a lot of Blackhawks fans. And David writes, when it's not Jay Cutler, it's got to be LeBron James. Playing for the Cavs and Heat, James' teams have knocked the Bulls out of the playoffs 4 times in the last 6 seasons, creating a lot of bad blood along the way with his histrionics and, of course, the constant whining to the officials. We thank everyone who took part in our unofficial survey, and we're coming right back with more Sportsnet Central.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick. I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is nice.
Oh, my.
Now pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $2,250 purchase bonus cash on the specially equipped 2015 Enclave.
This is a great place to work, not because they have yoga meetings and a juice bar, because they're getting Comcast Business Internet. Comcast Business offers convenient installation appointments that work around your schedule, and it takes about an hour.
Get reliable internet that's up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company. Call 800-501-6000 to switch today.
Perks are nice, but the best thing you can give your business is Comcast Business.
Comcast Business, built for business.
At DirecTV, we believe giving a smile to a sick child is the least we can do. We believe logging tens of thousands of hours building homes and playgrounds defines our true spirit. That providing job opportunities for disabled Americans is the best way to celebrate diversity. And that being named one of the top 50 most community-minded companies in the U.S. means we're doing something right. Because we believe there's no place for ordinary when you entertain the extraordinary. Don't just watch TV. DirecTV.
When it comes to fulfilling our customers' expectations, Gerald Subaru of North Aurora has earned a reputation for excellence. We are one of an elite group of Subaru dealers awarded the Subaru Stellar Care Award for excellence in customer satisfaction. Gerald Subaru of North Aurora has one of the largest Subaru inventories in Chicagoland, which means you can drive home today in the Subaru of your choice. Plus, all Gerald vehicles are covered by an exclusive lifetime warranty. Gerald Subaru of North Aurora is dedicated to you. Gerald Subaru of North Aurora is always a better deal. I guarantee it.
Wherever we drive, we all need the same thing. Great tires at low prices. That's why there's AutoTech. As McHenry County's largest independent tire dealer, we have the low prices you're looking for. Plus, friendly service from your locally owned AutoTech. And now get up to $120 rebate on Goodyear and Dunlop tires. Great tires at low prices. That's AutoTech, where tires are less. For tires, wheels, maintenance, and repair, visit these local Goodyear AutoTech centers today. Huntley, Woodstock, Crystal Lake, and McHenry.
And finally, another tribute to the Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks. This one from an artist called The Flippist, who's putting out one of his customized books featuring Patrick Kane and Duncan Keith on their path to winning another cup. We all know how the story ends, but as you can see, pretty interesting to see how the Hawks heroes come to life as you flip through the pages. That is going to do it from here. Thank you for watching Sportsnet Central, presented by Comcast Business. Time to get you out to Wrigley Field for the series finale between the Cubs and Cardinals. Right now, the tarp is off. They're ready to play baseball. Len and JD have the call here on Comcast Sportsnet.
When you get a Honda Civic, you get more than just a car. You get tools to help make your drive more fuel efficient. A coach that shows you when you're driving efficiently. A button to help you get to all the places you want to go, using a little less gas. And you're getting a great deal on the best-selling compact car in America. Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer and test drive a Honda today.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
I'm dying to check.
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Next time, save time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
However you do sports, however you do fun, however you do summer, do it at Sports Authority.
Shop thousands of great deals this summer. Sports Authority.
Elk Grove Village is home to the largest industrial park in the United States. It's a community of makers, companies that invent, design, manufacture. When your neighbors are makers, the supply chain gets shorter and profits grow. It's why businesses thrive here. Elk Grove Village. Makers want it.
With all due respect, I do feel like we can play with anybody. I really do.
Back toward the wall. Good! Cubs win. Cubs win.
For me and for us, I feel strongly about our group, but we got to prove it.
Cubs sweep. Wednesday Night Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by DraftKings, a Comcast cooler bag. Tonight's giveaway as the Cardinals and Cubs wrap up this 4-game series here inside beautiful Wrigley Field. Great to have you with us, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. We're just going to play one tonight after the Cubs swept the Cardinals in a doubleheader yesterday. And we have to talk some starting pitching, JD. The last 9 games, the Cubs have won 7 times, largely due to their starting pitching.
Yeah, well, 2 things. A magician showing up in the clubhouse in New York. We can't forget about that. And then the pitchers have made the opponent's bats disappear. It's been an unbelievable run. And remember, they allowed just 1 run in that 3-game set. In New York since then, they've continued to pitch outstanding baseball. Jason Hamill's been among the toughest to hit in all of baseball. Clayton Richard making his first start in the big leagues in 2 years. Outstanding. Kyle Hendricks, back-to-back shutout starts for him. John Lester has an ERA of about $1.07 over his last 5 starts. Jake Arrieta about $1.17 over his last 4, and on we go. Spot start for Dallas Beeler yesterday. He took a shutout into the 6th inning. So the last 9 games, the Cubs 7-2. That starting pitcher's ERA 1.34, the best in Major League Baseball in that stretch.
And tonight we have a great matchup on the mound, an all-star named Michael Wacha for the Cardinals, and it will be the veteran Jason Hamill for the Cubs. Cubs trying to win this series. If they get it tonight, it'll be 3 out of 4. Maybe the duck was good luck. Maybe the wrong helmet for Jonathan Herrera. Whatever it was, the Cubs were able to sweep yesterday and a chance to win the series tonight.
One thing we can rely on in this house is UVerse high-speed internet.
I've been streaming movies all day without any problems.
UVerse high-speed internet has brought much-needed reliability to our lives.
It's got reliability you can rely on.
AT&T UVerse high-speed internet. With 99.9% reliability, it's one thing you can rely on.
Creating the perfect outdoor space by Unilock. Quality landscapes require the right design, materials, and craftsmanship because that's what it takes to truly connect with your lifestyle. With Unilock, you get unlimited design possibilities, authorized Unilock contractors, and a transferable lifetime guarantee. For a complimentary idea book or a free project estimate, call 1-800-UNILOCK or visit unilock.com. That's 1-800-UNILOCK and unilock.com. Your perfect outdoor space awaits with Unilock, designed to connect.
Bring on the big arms, the bigger bats, and the biggest moments of the season with the MLB Extra Innings package on DirecTV. Get up to 100 live games a week in your rotation. Feel the heat of every pitch in HD. Go deep with up to 8 games previewed on one channel. And with MLB.TV included, catch all the action on over 400 devices for the same game-changing price. It's a whole new ballgame when the season follows you. Swing for the fences and watch your favorite team no matter where you live with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T UVerse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
First pitch coming up momentarily here at Wrigley Field on Comcast Sportsnet. The Cubs and Cardinals wrap up this 4-game set. Chris Bowden next to the Cubs dugout with you. And it's not just Cubs-Cards night tonight. It is also Ask Len and JD night on Facebook, on CSN Chicago's Facebook page. Fans can ask our guys questions throughout the night, and that's exactly what they have been doing already. As you take a look at some of them that have come in on CSN Chicago's Facebook page, filling it up. And our first one of the night, guys, comes from Jody Madigan. Of course, the big story prior to the game is the fact that Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo will, in fact, be partaking in the Home Run Derby Monday night in Cincinnati. And Jody Madigan wants to know, do you think Chris Bryant should participate? I guess it also applies to Anthony Rizzo as well. Should participate in that Home Run Derby. We know they're going to, but should they?
Chris, I'm distracted by the what's the deal with Ovaltine?
Bosco.
I'm totally fine with Bryant and Rizzo doing the derby.
Yeah, especially because they changed the format, right? There may be fewer swings. I know people are concerned because, famously Bobby Abreu, I think it was, just had a horrific second half after the Home Run Derby. But I think if guys are smart about it, they should be fine. I don't think there's a ton of precedents to suggest that that's bad for you. A few isolated instances.
So because it's in Cincinnati, does that help in that regard? That you really shouldn't have to overswing?
Yeah, maybe, right? Just a nice smooth swing on it with their power. Should be fun. I'm actually looking forward to it because that event over the past few years has gotten a little tedious, but with the new format, it should be more fun to watch.
So the Cubs take the field behind veteran Jason Hamill. He's had some issues with this Cardinal lineup here the last few years. The starting lineup for St. Louis brought to you by Southwest. Tommy Pham has started every game since coming up from the minor leagues on Friday. Matt Carpenter's playing second. Colton Wong dealing with some possible concussion issues. More on that later. Peralta, Hayward, Molina, and Reynolds in the middle. Randall Grichuk plays left. Matt Holliday, he's iffy to come back off the DL before the All-Star break. Dan Johnson, yeah, he just showed up today from AAA. He'll play first, and Michael Wacha, the pitcher, will hit ninth.
Cubs on defense tonight. Chris Coughlin will play left. Fowler center. Jorge Soler right. Brian Castro, Russell Rizzo third to first. Montero behind the plate. Our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jason Hamill. And boy, what a year he's having. Just one better than 500, but could be a whole lot better than that. He's pitched to a 2.89 ERA. Just tremendous numbers across the board. League hitting .212 against him. And he's only walked 18 while striking out 104. 1-1 here at home with a .225 earned run average.
Let's get the umpires. Pat Holberg gets the plate. The crew chief is Ted Barrett at first. Chris Conroy at second. And Angel Hernandez is over at third. So we heard about rain. The tarp was on the field. Cubs got here late, did not hit on the field after a long day at the ballpark yesterday. We may get rain later, but we're okay now.
Well, one of those days after a long doubleheader, show and go. Don't get to the ballpark too early. And Jason Hamill, in his last start against the Cardinals in the previous road trip, dealt with a bunch of rain. He pitched an inning and then had to wait out a 1 hour and 43-minute rain delay, resumed, and got knocked out of that ball game pretty early. Started to elevate in the fourth inning, gave up some doubles. But that was a rare one. He's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 8 of his last 11 starts.
So we sit here on July 8th. After this ball game, the Cubs and Cardinals will not see each other again until September the 7th. So almost 2 months. And who knows where these two teams will be. They may be in the same position. But the pennant race will have heated up for sure as Pham pops it up. That's Castro in the grass for the out. Weather heating up, I suppose. It's 60 when we started game 1, 58 game 2 yesterday, 63, and it's muggy.
Yeah, it's
Heavy
weird.
air.
It's damp. Yeah, it's the wind's not blowing as hard today as it did yesterday. It's a kind of cold. It kind of gets in your bones a little bit if you're an old guy like me.
So Matt Carpenter playing some second base in this series because Colton Wong banged his head on the turf, making a diving catch. And yesterday, Carpenter playing second base for the first time since the 2013 World Series. Wong will have some more tests tomorrow. We had heard between games yesterday that he passed the concussion tests, but then Mike Matheny clarified after the game that that is not necessarily the case. So we do not expect to see Wong at all in the game tonight, and he'll have further tests tomorrow in Pittsburgh. 2-1 on Carpenter.
Carpenter's versatility allows the Cardinals to call Johnson up to play some first base, and Carpenter can slide over to second. Mark Reynolds to third. Jason in his career has not had success against St. Louis. 1-3 with a 6.57 ERA. He's made 5 starts against them.
Good hard on the ground, but right to Rizzo, who scoops it up. And that is the second out. It'll bring up Johnny Peralta. 9 for 22 with 2 home runs against Hamill. Peralta getting better as his career has advanced. 8 years with Cleveland, OPS of 751. 4 years with Detroit, 764. Second year with St. Louis, 789.
They led their club in home runs last year. He's among the top offensive shortstops in the league again this year.
See if Rizzo has a play. Russell over there as well, and it's out of play. Let's go back to the Wong diving grab, and you know, it's subtle, and I think we learned years ago. Remember Corey Koski had that one where it was almost like whiplash. He didn't really hit his head. It was kind of a jarring play, so that didn't look that bad,
right? No, it didn't look like much.
But it doesn't take much. And his manager, Mike Matheny, knows all too well because his career ended due to concussions in the aftermath. So they have a protocol. I guess MLB will ultimately have to clear him in order to come back. Almost got him on the hands. 2-2. I'm sure the answer is I don't know, but do you ever remember suffering a concussion?
No. No, I never really recall having anything that would have made you guess that perhaps I had a concussion.
Well, that's for you to say.
Well, sometimes I wish I could use it as an excuse.
Right. Peralta swings and misses. Hamill goes 1-2-3 in the first. Here come the Cubs offensively against Michael Wacha.
Striker, you're too low.
I know, but Wisconsin is so beautiful in the summer. So much to do. Over.
Roger.
What? Boating, fishing, biking. Huh? I wish I was down there.
Roger.
My name is Kareem.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit flying.
I can't believe I ever left this place.
Wow. Welcome home.
There's a drive to deep center field, and this could be the ball game. He's going back.
T-Mobile's network has more data capacity per customer than Verizon and AT&T. It's the network that's data strong all season long. Switch now and get a free subscription to MLB.com at-bat premium. Only at T-Mobile.
Everybody talks,
It started with the
People just can't stop talking about Ford. And now during the Ford Summer Sales Event, get the best deals of the summer on our incredible lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Nice. I like that.
All with the latest technology and style you'll love. So don't miss the Ford Summer Sales Event. Just announced on select vehicles, 0% financing for 72 months, plus no payments until fall. Only during the Ford Summer Sales Event.
The new flamethrower cheeseburger now with a $5 lunch. I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
Comes with a Sunday now. I can handle it.
The $5 lunch now with the jalapeno bacon flamethrower cheeseburger.
I love shopping at Binny's Beverage Depot. Where else am I going to find almost 9,000 wines like Chateauneuf du Papa, Chansonnier, Montrachet, and Gabardougat de Italia? I screwed up at the end. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
If tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a knock, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois. Now the Cubs Southwest starting lineup, Dexter Fowler in the leadoff spot. Rizzo, Bryant, the two All-Stars. Jorge Soler's been hitting rockets all over the place. Castro, Montero, Coghlan. And then Jason Hamill, the pitcher. Addison Russell, the second baseman. Michael Wacha taking very little time here. He's ready to go. And it's 1-1 on Fowler. 6'6", 210 All-Star Michael Wacha.
Pitching like he knows there's rain coming.
Swing and a miss. Easy gas at 96 on that four-seamer.
Yeah, he'll max out at 97, sit comfortably around 93, throwing harder this year than he did last. He's made 16 starts. He's 10 up, 3 down with a 2.66 earned run average.
I have a feeling he spent, was it Monday night, watching Burley and Sale. Just missed 97 and maybe a little low. Winds and fires, and it's fouled away.
Oof, 98. He is firm here tonight. Best secondary pitch is probably his changeup. He also throws a cutter and a curve.
Fowler in the top 5 in the National League. 52 runs scored. And he draws the walk to start the bottom of the first.
Dexter showing signs of life last 2 or 3 days. Had a nice day yesterday in the doubleheader. Finally got some at-bats from the right side, his better side. The first game of the series, it's some pretty good ABs as well.
So Rizzo and Bryant will participate in the home run derby. And each derby participant gets to choose his pitcher. Anthony Rizzo has chosen Franklin Font, longtime member of the Cubs staff. There's Frankie. And what an honor it is for him. Chris Bryant has chosen his father, Mike.
Oh, that's neat.
Really cool. 1-1. First Cubs since Sammy Sosa in 2004 to participate.
So it's a bracket format now, right? Kind of a mano-a-mano, and then they work their way through the bracket.
I trust that that's correct. I skimmed the story a few days ago, but had I known the Cubs would have 2 participants, I would have
do your due diligence.
Would have studied.
Maybe they'll handicap it for us. Albert Pujols is going to participate.
They're going to have timed rounds. I like that. Because as you said, it got a little too tedious. Instead of a set number of outs, they'll get 5 minutes to hit as many homers as possible. I like that. And a bounce to Johnson. They get 1. Thought he might step on the bag and throw to second, but he decided to make sure he got Fowler.
Yeah, it looked like he contemplated that, didn't it? It looked like he was going to make a move to first base, then thought better of it. And off to second, he went to get the force on Fowler.
First Cubs rookie third baseman to make the All-Star team. First rookie at any position since Kosuke Fukudome and Giovanni Soto in 2008. Fouled back. If you look at Michael Wacha and you say he reminds me of Adam Wainwright, well, you're not alone. A lot of people mistake him for Wainwright. In fact, one spring training, his own manager, Mike Matheny, thought it was Wainwright. And I suppose in some ways he has to be Adam Wainwright this year because Wainwright's hurt. That's a strike.
Yeah, he's kind of the next in line, right? Chris Carpenter to Adam Wainwright. Now Michael Wacha stepping to the front. He's just 24 years of age.
Short lead by Rizzo. And the 0-2 just off the corner.
Pat Hoberg is the home plate umpire tonight. He was at first base last night. He ejected Manus after a borderline call down the first baseline. Seth Manus took umbrage, was ejected, and Wacha clearly not happy with the strike zone here.
I believe we mentioned it last night, but we'll re-clarify that play was not subject to replay review because the call was made in front of the first base umpire. Fair foul calls can only be reviewed once it gets into the outfield beyond the base umpire. Outside. And let's check out that ball. Now, because it hit the ground before it got to the bag, it's where the ball is when it goes past the bag. It was deemed to have gone over the base as Bryant strikes out, and kind of a troubling scene right now, JD. Clayton Richard is warming up in the Cubs bullpen. Joe Madden now out to talk to Pat Hoberg. What's going on?
I don't know.
We like Clayton Richard, but worried that Jason Hamill might be hurt. Jorge Soler hits another ball hard, but this one will be caught. And I think Joe may have told Pat Hoberg because of an injury, and they may give Richard as much time as he needs. So we'll update you when we come back in a second.
Southwest is having a sale because when there's a reunion, every cent should go to a killer dress. And heels. And a blowout. Mani-pedi, 3 weeks of tanning, facial, backup dress, bronzer, lip gloss. Book for as low as $73 one way now at southwest.com.
We're literally trying to save the world here.
Are you sure you can handle this?
We're professionals. Here we go.
On July 17th, summer gets even bigger.
This is awesome. You know, I ruined the moment, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Ant-Man, rated PG-13, July 17th.
Some things are not what they appear to be. other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
Welcome back to Cubs baseball from Wrigley Field here on Comcast Sportsnet. Cubs and Cardinals scoreless going into the second inning. We'll get back to the action in just a moment. Chris Bowden with you. And, you know, there's been a lot of talk over the last series against the Cardinals, both in St. Louis and here, about the Cubs making the effort to try and reach the very high bar that the Cardinals have set, not only organizationally, but just trying to beat them on the field. And it wasn't too long ago that Joe Madden's ex-team in Tampa was trying to do exactly that in a very competitive American League East. I asked him before the game when he thought that moment came that they could play with the likes of the Red Sox and the Yankees.
2008, 2 fights. One in spring training with the Yankees, one during the season with the Red Sox. Both could be considered seminal moments, and both the first one was with the Yankees in spring training. That was the one that really guided us through the season, I thought. I'm not advocating fighting to earn your moment. I'm just always talk about earning the right to be heard. Nobody's going to give you status. You have to take it, and that's so basically we had to take it there. We have to take it here. Nobody's going to give you anything. This division's really good. Even the teams that are behind us are really good.
And the Cubs looking to take 3 of 4 in this series from the Cardinals, but in order to do it, they'll have to get through themselves an early pitching change, I see. Len, JD, back to you guys.
Chris, thank you. It looks like it might be a leg issue of some kind, possibly back, but that Carpenter at bat, he went over to cover first, and he winced.
Yeah, right from the get-go, as he planted and started to run, something was grabbing.
So we will update you when we find out from the Cubs clubhouse what the issue is, but they didn't want to take any chances, and here is Clayton Richard.
Well, a chance for Clayton to be a hero. He made his first major league start in better than 2 years here the other day and performed very well. 6 1/3, allowed 8 hits, 2 runs, struck out 4. Worked his way back from a couple surgeries.
Richard to Hayward, and a called strike. Fastball at 88. We saw him right around 90, 91 the other night. He's a Midwesterner. He's from Lafayette, Indiana. Went to McCutcheon High. 8th round pick of the White Sox out of the University of Michigan in 2005. He was Mr. Football and Mr. Baseball in Indiana in high school. First player ever to garner both accolades in the state of Indiana. And one year beat out to Jeff Samardzija for Mr. Football in 2002.
That's pretty good, isn't it, when you're Mr. something in 2 different sports.
Now, Mr. Basketball is kind of the big one in Indiana, but outside, 1 and 2.
Always been about movement and location for Richard, not an overpowering guy.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Low 3/4 arm angle there. Slide ball to get Hayward.
Big leg kick, 1-0 pitch, lined into center. First hit of the ball game. Yadier Molina with a 1-out base hit. Here comes Mark Reynolds.
You look at the Cardinals lineup. Now that there's a lefty on the mound, I don't know that it would look a whole lot differently if Mike Matheny knew Richard was going to start this ball game. Maybe Scruggs would be in there for Johnson. That would probably be the only change.
Well, I will say that based on their record this year, based on the numbers, you'd rather have a righty or a lefty than a righty against them. Two balls, no strikes. Lined hard, foul. And maybe less than a foot. The Cardinals against right-handers lead the majors at 46-19. They are 8-11, 21st best record in baseball against lefties. Left hamstring tightness is the reason Jason Hamill had to leave. Reynolds backed out of the way. I don't know how
selling
far
it a little bit.
Was. Yeah.
Selling it. Ball was on the corner. Seems to me so far that Pat Holberg is the hitter's umpire. If that indeed proves to be the case, advantage Waka. He's got better stuff than Richard can afford to be a little bit more aggressive over the plate. We'll see how it plays out.
Off the plate in, ball 4. Joe can be fairly aggressive with his bullpen, save for probably Jason Mott, because the Cubs are off tomorrow. And while Richard comes out of the bullpen, I think we kind of consider him a second starter tonight. In other words, if he's effective, he can go 6 or 7 innings.
Absolutely, yeah. Working as a starter in the Pirate organization, pitched 6+, 6 1/3 here the other day, so he's good to go.
Randall Grichuk bounces toward third. Bryant to Russell. To Rizzo, safe at first. Joe may want to look at it.
Ted Barrett, the first base umpire, looked to me like he was getting ready to ring him up and then signaled safe.
I think he was safe.
I think you got it right. Yep.
So runners now at first and third. And here's Dan Johnson, just selected from AAA Memphis. 35 years old, parts of 9 major league seasons, some time in Japan as well. Well traveled. And Joe Madden, I'm sure, has a soft spot in his heart for Dan Johnson, because the final day of the 2011 season, he helped save the Rays and get them into the playoffs. You may recall against the Yankees, he hit a dramatic pinch hit, game tying, 2-out, 2-strike homer in the bottom of the 9th to keep the Rays alive. They won that game in extras and then edged out the Red Sox for the wild card. Two balls, no strikes. And my claim, JD, is that the next Cubs book, the first chapter will be the final day of the 2011 season. And it'll be the Red Sox and the whole deal. Because the Red Sox not getting into the playoffs, think about the chain of events that led to. What was it? 6 weeks later, Theo Epstein became the president of baseball operations for the Chicago Cubs. unbounced foul. Now, I believe you watched that day. Chris Carpenter pitch a complete game.
That, yeah, in
Houston. The Cardinals. A crazy day. Final day of the season. Three-two. Little pop-up. Castro can't get it. Dan Johnson knocks in the first run as Molina scores. Just parachuted one out into shallow right center.
Well, they overloaded that side of the infield, but Johnson just able to muscle it beyond the reach of Castro. You see Russell in pursuit as well. Ball just didn't hang up long enough for either guy to get underneath and make a play. Soft contact, but effective for Johnson. He picks up his first RBI, first knock as a Cardinal, and first as a National Leaguer.
It'll get Walker to the plate. Career 101 batter. Outside, ball one. Base hit right field. Grichuk is in. 2-0. Fourth RBI of the year for Waka.
Not an easy assignment for Richard. Emergency duty out of the bullpen here, but he's got to find a way to start getting the ball down.
Pham making his 7th consecutive start since being recalled from AAA Memphis last Friday. Missed the corner. 2-0. Richard was a college quarterback at Michigan. He was a backup, and he ultimately chose baseball after failing to become the starting QB. Beaten out for the #1 job as a sophomore. Chad Henne won it, and Richard decided to pick baseball, and it's worked out well for him.
Good to have options.
Just 15 attempts as the backup for the Wolverines in 04. Called as the runners took off on the 3-2. And now they're loaded. Comes Chris Bosio before Matt Carpenter bats.
You never know how a ball game's going to play out, but you just have to know that it's typically very difficult to score against Michael Walker. So this is a huge confrontation here with the bases loaded and Carpenter out, even though it's only the 2nd inning, down 2 already.
Our AT&T U-verse multi-view. Well, as you said last night, Blassio's trips to the mound have largely been successful, although Jason Mott, after the nightcap last night, was asked, what did you guys talk about? And Mott basically said, I have no idea. I don't remember.
Yeah, most of those guys don't. Those closers, late inning guys, meetings at the mound, they have very little recall. They're just full of adrenaline. And
I think he said,
they just nod. Yep, good, right. good. Let's go. Move on.
He said, what are you going to throw here? And I said, fastball. Usually with Jason Mott, it's how hard are you going to throw it. Strike one on Carpenter.
It's starting to rain.
Very lightly.
How about those numbers with the bases loaded? Good grief.
By the way, we think Jason Hamill's hamstring was barking before the first inning even started. Oh, 2 to Carpenter, fouled off. He was taking his warm-up tosses, getting ready to start the ball game, and kind of grabbed the back of his leg right there. Maybe he just couldn't get loose. Yeah, he kind of buckled a little bit. Caught by Rizzo to end the inning. But the Cardinals get a couple off the emergency reliever, Richard, 2-0 early.
Feel like a kid again with Dunkin's new Oreo and Chips Ahoy flavored Coolata and iced coffees. Classic cookie flavor in every sip. America runs on Dunkin'.
Since Senator Kirk cast the deciding vote in June to let power plants keep polluting our air, polluters are breathing a lot easier. But nearly 300,000 Illinois children aren't. Because pollution from power plants is not only one of the leading causes of catastrophic climate change, it leads to childhood asthma attacks. Tell Senator Kirk to stop protecting polluters and start protecting our kids.
Punch it. You feel that? That's the IV Tech at work. It regulates the intake and the exhaust valves to optimize performance at any RPM.
Nice.
Yes!
Hurry into the Acura. It's that kind of summer event. Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
Great news. The best internet offer of the year is back. Get Xfinity Internet for just $14.99 a month for 12 months. But don't wait. This offer is only back for a short time. AT&T U-verse can't give you the speed Xfinity does. Call 1-800-XFINITY to get started for as low as $14.99 a month for 12 months. Or ask how to get even more speed with Blast. Now with 50% more speed. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Dunkin' Donuts has partnered with MLB to bring you MLB Runs on DD. Watch every Tuesday, and if 140 runs are scored league-wide, you could score free MLB prizes. Enter for a chance to win at MLB.com/Dunkin' and root for every run every Tuesday.
Cub fans, let's go. Summer's in full swing. Check the calendar, not the thermometer. And there's no time like the present to plan a game here at beautiful Wrigley Field. The Phillies, Rockies, Giants, and Brewers kick off the second half of the season here at the friendly confines. Don't wait until the last minute. Secure your seats today at Cubs.com.
It's raining. We heard it might, and we heard it might rain for a while, but we're playing. So let's see how long we can continue on before any sort of interruption.
Once the game starts, the decision to continue or not is in the hands of the umpires. The Cubs knew that Jason Hamill was going to be hurt this early in the ball game, or hurt at all. They might not have minded a rain out.
Big swing and a miss. Worried a little bit about Castro's hammy last night on one swing and miss. But he got through it, stayed in the game, and right back in there tonight.
Guy's using his cooler for a hat, for a rain hat.
Swing and a miss to make it 1-2.
Walker setting the tone here early on two fronts. One, just pounding with fastballs and working very quickly, wasting no time between pitches.
Just turned 24 on July the 1st. Manager's selection to his first all-star team. Breaking ball popped into right. Hayward has it.
Some raindrops there.
I don't know if he saw it very well.
You get peering up into the lights, and you got some raindrops to go along with it. Ball can get a little fuzzy on you.
Foul tip by Montero. By the way, may I do a little baseball 101?
Yeah.
I've heard this a few times lately, not by you, just by other people in various spots. A foul tip by definition has to be caught cleanly by the catcher. There's no such thing as a foul tip off the mask. Foul tip by design is treated exactly like a swing and a miss. You can call it a foul tick, a foul whatever. But a foul tip, TIP, by definition, is treated like a swing and a miss. Like
there you
that
go.
Right there. That's a foul tip. The textbook and only definition of said baseball term. So you want to impress your friends, don't say, yeah, he took a foul tip off the knee.
Yeah, so you could go to the restaurant and go, oh, the sirloin tip. And did you know that a foul tip?
Okay, thank you.
We were kids on the Sandlot. We used to always argue, swing and a miss. No, I ticked it. I ticked it.
Right? Yeah.
Usually end up in some kind of a fight. Somebody go home crying, bloodied nose.
Want to know on Chris Coghlan. Over the last month since June 7th, he leads the team in average on-base percentage, doubles, and walks. Hit hard. That deflects off Walker's glove. Picked up by Carpenter. They get the out 1-4-3. Walker able to slow it down and keep it out of center field. And it's 2-0 St. Louis on a rainy night on the north side.
Menards has the largest selection of stock Hunter ceiling fans. From classic to contemporary, you're sure to find one that matches your style. This 52-inch dual-mount Allendale fan comes in 3 finishes, just $79 each. Add appeal to your home with a Larson Storm Door. This Larson Lakeview full-view Storm Door features a retractable screen and is available in 7 colors with 4 handle set finishes. Only $249.
Save big money at Menards.
Saturday on CSN.
Chicago's bringing the heat and raising the temps in a sweltering East-West match with Seattle.
Watch the men in red give their all as they try to score the win. Live coverage starts at 7 on CSN Chicago.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Big-time baseball fan? Then you know where to get your 2015 All-Star Game stuff. MLB.com shop. All-Star jerseys, t-shirts, caps. Got 'em. Official All-Star bat and ball? Yup. Actual Great American Ballpark infield dirt? It's here. Into mustaches. Get your mustache gear here. Tank tops, pillows, magnets. How about man cave stuff? Real, authentic man cave stuff. Uh-huh. From old school to new school to nursery school, it's all here. MLB.com shop. Log on today and get shopping.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC. Now pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $2,000 purchase cash on 2015 Sierra SLT models.
Starting Sunday, relive the Blackhawks Stanley Cup title run as CSN brings you all 16 playoff wins over 5 days. A championship journey presented by ChevyDriveChicago.com and your Chevy dealers. Begins Sunday night at 7. For schedule information, visit CSNChicago.com.
Don't let those fries get wet. Unless you're pouring brown gravy on them.
Right. I'm not a gravy guy. You?
Yeah, I am a gravy guy.
Clayton Richard trying to settle in after facing 8 Cardinal hitters in the second.
He's made some mistakes up in the zone. Needs to get that fastball down a little bit. Make sure he does his work inside on these right-handed hitters. Get that cutter in on their knuckles. Make them respect both sides of the plate.
Well, hit to deep left. Coughlin right near the well, and he has just enough room to make the catch.
So a split finger pitch that drifts into the swing of Peralta. It's always dangerous when that, whether it's a split or changeup, when it starts to float in from a lefty in on a righty, bad things often happen. He got away with it there.
One ball, no strikes. Hayward had 4 hits combined in the doubleheader yesterday. 383 in 12 games against the Cubs. 263 versus the rest of the league.
Struck out swinging first time up. He's had a lot of very good at-bats in this series. He's got off to a horrific start for the Cardinals, but really turned it on here the last month or so.
Bounce to Russell, short throw to Rizzo for the out. Molina with the first hit of the game and the first run in the second. Always known for his defense, but you may go back to the first few years of his career. He was not a big-time offensive performer. His first 3 seasons combined, he hit .238. But since 2007, he's been a .295 hitter. I remember just being wowed by how great he was behind the plate, but just wasn't sure if he was going to be an offensive force. Well, he is, and has been for a while. Richard goes 1-2-3 here in the third. Cubs trail 2-0.
Chicago Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by Pixels, in theaters July 24th.
humans have sent real-life video games to attack us.
You're kidding me.
Pac-Man's faster than I remember. What are they going to hit us with next?
You are so powerful.
Pixels, rated PG-13.
Brian Barehand, great up bat by Soler. High drive. Rizzo save. Caught by Russell. Struck him out. What a moment for the kid.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Hangry Moments.
What's your kitty's name?
It's a puma. Thank you.
Jack Link's Jerky, the protein-packed way to feed your wild side.
It's called the domino effect. It starts with a plan that evolves into an action that produces a result. That result is the grand opening of the all-new Elgin Toyota with our state-of-the-art business center, and save time with our exclusive Toyota Express Maintenance. Browse over 1,000 new Toyotas and 400 used vehicles. Feel comfortable knowing that we speak your language. The grand opening sale going on now at Elgin Toyota, where Naperville Road ends and savings begin.
Cardinals 2, Cubs no score. Bottom of the third, Tuesday, August 11th. The Cubs are offering tickets to Girl Scouts and their family members to watch the Cubs host the Milwaukee Brewers. Included with the game ticket, all participants receive a commemorative Cubs-themed scout patch. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/special events.
Drizzly July night here at Wrigley Field. Swinging strike on Clayton Richard.
How about that for a double cross? Walker's been attacking everybody with heaters. The opposing pitcher gets up there and he drops a hook on him. 16 lifetime, 198 at-bats. He's hit one long ball.
Outside. Clayton Richard pretty smart, valedictorian of his senior class. A good athlete, smart guy. Sure was pretty popular in Lafayette.
Oh my goodness.
He hit that one hard.
He's like a fictional character. Mr. Football, Mr. Baseball, valedictorian.
And named after the Lone Ranger, Clayton Moore.
Yeah, well, there you go. Who is that masked man?
Fouled into the upper deck. Key game-tying RBI single in the 7th. That was the ball that went over first base. And game 2 last night.
Yeah, it's been a really rough go for him. And Joe Madden after the game was saying, boy, maybe that can pick up his spirits a little bit, get him going. I'm anxious to see the post All-Star break Addison Russell, because what happens in this game, especially for a young player, it's inertia. You just get on this treadmill, come into the ballpark every day, and when things are going good, it's great, and you're lighthearted and you're having fun. When you're scuffling, it can really beat you down, and the break may really get things, allow him to kind of kick back and sort things out, come back with a fresh perspective, and perhaps go on a tear.
Yeah, this grind of a baseball season is relentless.
Yeah, and when you're playing well, it doesn't feel like a grind. You're just excited to come to the ballpark, looking forward to it every day. When you're struggling, it's like, man, who am I going to get tonight? How am I going to can I get anything done against this guy?
Strike 3 called.
To his credit, he has not let it affect him defensively.
Fly ball to left. Drifting is Grichuk. And the Cubs are finished in the third, trailing 2-0.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. And I find it kind of funny, and I find it kind of...
Bacon you can't eat is bacon you don't need. Try Taco Bell's Bacon Club Chalupa. Crispy bacon over grilled chicken in a chewy chalupa shell. It's bacon you can eat.
When you get a Honda Accord, you get more than just a car. You get a soundtrack for your morning commute, a better view of your surroundings, a way to stay connected while staying on track. And you're getting a great deal on a record 29-time Car and Driver 10 Best winner. Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer and test drive a Honda today.
When you're not confident your company's data is secure, the possibility of a breach can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help. At AT&T, we monitor our network traffic so we see things others can't, mitigating risks across your business, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
This week, join us for a special Monday edition of Beer Money. Join Chuck Garfine and Luke Stuckmeyer as they quiz contestants on their Chicago sports trivia knowledge. Win big or go home. An all-new episode of Beer Money presented by Coors Light. Monday at 9:30 on CSN Chicago. Chicago, Comcast Sportsnet is giving you a chance to win tickets to all 3 days of Lollapalooza for you and a guest. Don't miss out on the biggest party of the summer. Visit csnchicago.com/Lala to enter for your chance to win today.
Hey, the Budweiser Bleacher Fridays will continue this Friday, July 10th. An extra innings show featuring Fitz and the Tantrums from inside the ballpark. Bleacher fans 21 and older will get an extra innings concert koozie presented by Budweiser. The post-game show is open to all game attendees. For more info, visit Cubs.com. Mark Reynolds for the Cardinals here in the fourth. He walked his first time up. Ball one from Richard. Got some guys who've been pretty cold here as of late. Reynolds did homer in the first game yesterday, but batting .127 over his last 16 games. Matt Carpenter hitting .151 during that same stretch.
The Cardinals have not been a really good offensive club. They're 10th in the league in runs scored. Pitching has led the way.
Ask Lennon JD on Facebook night here on CSN. So we look forward to all the fun and insightful and offbeat questions. How about one right now?
Sure, why not?
Look at those two guys. From John Wall, what is the craziest thing to happen during a game that wasn't on the field? Always wondered what you guys see that we don't. That's a good question. I'll let you take that first.
Oh, man, I remember this time this lady was sending a text. Craziest thing to happen off the field?
Like off camera, I think, yeah. So Reynolds will have extra bases. Soler with a tricky footing, and now Reynolds on his way to third, and he's going to have a triple. A standing one at that.
I think Soler got fooled a little bit by this ball and then had to adjust his route to try to cut it off. Was never able to do that. And then a little difficulty picking it up, and Reynolds all the way to third base. A little different angle. Perhaps Soler cuts it off. It likely was going to be a double anyway, but an extra 90 feet for Reynolds. And now the infield comes in.
Pitch to Grichuk is in there for a strike. So I guess just to quickly answer John's question as we check out this triple. Yeah, a lot of things go on behind the scenes. There's funny things in the booth. We'll write each other little funny notes or whatever about something we see. Try to make each other laugh.
Yeah,
you know,
I wish I could come up with just an uproarious anecdote for you, John.
I know after the game I'll remember, oh, I should have told that story. I think we had a streaker once, didn't we? Was that before you came here? Was it Miami?
I saw a streaker here when I was working for the Astros. And they walked the guy right through the stands behind home plate.
Yeah, that's not something we would generally show on television. That's not something I really enjoyed watching myself.
Had a lengthy bee delay in San Diego once a few years ago.
Spelling bee, not actual bees.
Buzzing bees.
Oh, okay. 1-2. My favorite such story involved Ron Santo. We'll get the run in. And then some. Extra bases for Grichuk. He'll try for 3. Back-to-back triples. It's 3-0.
Grichuk had been scuffling as well, but he's very aggressive. He swings and misses a lot, but he can handle the ball out over the plate. He drives this one to right center. He can really go too.
It's his 6th triple already.
I think Clayton's going to have to start to straighten up some of these right-handed hitters.
Johnson takes the pitch inside. 3 infielders to the right of second. And they're all playing in. Yeah, Ron Santo's first radio game back in 1990. Tom Brenneman and Bob Brenly. As they were going on the air to start his first ever Cubs broadcast, he spilled his coffee all over his scorecard. And the first words he uttered were expletives. Ground ball through. Johnson 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs in his Cardinal debut.
His task made easier there with the infield drawn in. Solid contact. Castro had a chance to knock it down, just couldn't quite secure it. So Grichuk there reading the play, sees it through, comes on home.
Still nobody out. 3 straight hits. Now Waka. Bryant expecting a bunt. He squares and bunts through it.
That was a great story about Ronnie when his hairpiece caught on fire at Shea Stadium.
Yeah, he was not a big fan of that ballpark.
Yeah, they're getting ready to do the open, and there's overhead heaters. And next thing you know, you smell smoke. Ronnie's hairpiece is on fire.
Peter Gammons with us later. He'll conduct the 7th inning stretch. We've got the big hot stove cool music event tomorrow night at Metro, starring Eddie Vedder. Dax Nielsen, Kurt Morrison, Matt Spiegel stopping by the booth. Waka with a base hit. He's 2 for 2. How about the 8 and 9 hitters in the Cardinal lineup? They're combined 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs.
Well, and Reynolds in the 6-hole walk triple. Grichuk reached on a fielder's choice tripled. Chris Bazio going to the bat phone.
Back-to-back triples and now consecutive singles. At the knees for a strike. Now you're coming over tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check out the show. It's going to be rocking. And then the White Sox come in starting Friday afternoon. Big weekend here at Wrigley Field. Travis Wood gets loose. Top to third. Brian only has one play and he gets Pham at first. Second and third, one out.
As good as a bunt for Pham, and now Carpenter up there again with a chance to do damage. Left the bases loaded last time he was up, and he hit the ball sharply, lined out to Rizzo at first. Field in.
Runner trying to score. Throw to the plate. Out. They got Dan Johnson. 2 down. Walker to third. Fielder's choice for Carpenter.
Johnson going on contact. Rizzo playing in. Nice accurate throw. Montero with the tag.
Peralta will get the intentional free pass. And we'll go after Hayward with the bases loaded. Here's ball 2. I guess the good news for Jason Hamill, he's got the All-Star break now, whatever is going on with the hamstring, and we hope that it was more precautionary than anything else.
And if it was just, the announcement was that it was hamstring tightness. Hopefully that's all it is, and that, that's probably why they let's just get him out of there before he blows it out and becomes an extended deal. And I think Joe's going to bring Travis Wood into this ball game.
On Hayward. Cardinals trying to get out of here with a 2-2 split. They won Monday night. Cubs swept them yesterday. First time they had swept the Cardinals in a doubleheader since 1992. It was their first doubleheader sweep of anybody since 2008. Don't play a lot anymore, but maybe 1 or 2 makeups a year. Two and one. If it's raining, it's very, very light. Pretty much has stopped. 2-2.
Got a little greedy there. Pulled off a little bit. Front side leak a little bit on him.
Russell will come in. And that's the inning. A couple more for the Cardinals. And they now lead 4-0 midway in the fourth.
Every pitcher has a different routine. Before I pitch, I hit Subway for my go-to. Have for years. Fresh made turkey and cheese on 9-grain wheat with jalapenos, mustard, and a little bit of vinegar. Followed by a steady diet of fastballs.
This summer, get ready for suspense. Unbridled jealousy.
She's still there.
New beginnings.
Goodbye.
And sheer exhilaration.
Rock and load.
Roger. It's the event you don't want to miss. It's the Summer of Audi sales event. Get the Audi you've always wanted with zero do-it signing now during the Summer of Audi sales event.
Amazing Cascade video walls from Prism. Learn more at prism.com.
Now at National Tire and Battery, buy 3 tires, get 1 free instantly when you get them installed. Choose from select in-stock Goodyear, Continental, Cooper, Nitto, and more. You're going places this summer. But first, hurry into your neighborhood NTV, home of the lowest tire price guarantee. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free instantly. National Tire and Battery. That's all you need.
This Sunday, the battle for the Crosstown Cup continues as the Cubs battle the Sox at 120 in the first 5,000 kids. Get a Color Your Own Cubs insulated lunch bag presented by Vienna Beef. Then right after the game, the first 1,000 kids 13 and younger with wristbands will be allowed on the field to run the bases, weather permitting. For more info, it's Cubs.com. When's the last time you get out the box of crayons?
It's been a while.
It's fun. Every once in a while, you know, you go to a breakfast place and they've got the kids menu with the crayons. I'll pull it out. Sure.
I wasn't very skilled.
Really?
Crayon.
Yeah. Hard time staying inside the lines.
Yeah, I just going all over the place. I think it's a left-handed thing. Crayons were designed for right-handed people.
Right. Pitch to Anthony Rizzo. Michael Wacha with a seemingly comfortable 4-0 lead here in the fourth inning.
Second time through, he's mixing it up a little bit. First pitch changeup for Rizzo. Pretty much all fastballs in the early going. Here's a breaking pitch at 76. He's not allowed a hit yet. Leadoff walk to Fowler, the only base runner he has allowed.
So Rizzo has now been hit by 18 pitches. It took him 82 games to set the modern day single season club record. Pretty remarkable. Most of the shots have been just glancing blows. The worst one was in St. Louis in late June when he got hit by John Lackey in the forearm. He doesn't want to wear an elbow guard, doesn't feel that comfortable doing it, and he's not going to back off the plate because that change has coincided with him becoming an MVP type offensive player.
It's reminiscent of Don Baylor back in the day. Baylor got hit all the time. He would not yield. He was right up on top of the plate. You know, he knew it was going to happen. He didn't make a big beef out of it. And Anthony doesn't either. There are times where you can tell he's clearly frustrated when he's questioning the pitcher's intent. But the bottom line is he is so dangerous, and being right up on top of the plate, they have no choice. The smart ones, the good ones, are going to push back. And I don't mean drill them. I mean they're just going to pitch hard inside. There's a tenacity to Anthony Rizzo's game that's really impressive.
Yep.
I like watching him when he's on the bases. He's always clapping, cheering his guys on. I mean, he's all in, man.
Cubs without a hit through 3. In fact, the only base runner they had was the very first one Waka faced. That was Dexter Fowler, who walked in the opening inning. Two, and he's run it full. 0-2 to 3-2. Down the right field line and out of play.
Good battle here between two elite players. One of the best pitchers, one of the best hitters in the league.
And a base hit. There's the first Cubs hit. And all-star teammates Michael Waka and Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah,
you just saw what you were talking
Let's
about.
go, boys. You know, they came to the ballpark today. They swept the doubleheader yesterday, had a chance to take 3 out of 4. Jason Hamill on the mound, and he's been so good. They knew they were up against it with Waka, so there's probably an intensity and edge in the dugout before first pitch that I imagine has dissipated a fair bit. Down 4, and Jason having to lead the game. And I think Anthony's saying, let's go, boys. We're not out of this.
Sends one out into deep right center, and it'll get down. Rizzo toward third. Gary Jones is sending him. Bryant on his way to third. It's a triple. And they're on the board. It's 4-1.
4-1 and number 2, 90 feet away with nobody out. The Cubs get in on the triples game. Yeah, an appreciative manager there with a fist bump for Rizzo. They've said it a lot this year. Chris Bryant, an all-star, deservedly so. But I think there's a lot more in there. I mean, when he starts driving the ball out there to center and right center, you're going to see the home runs really start to come.
It's his 3rd triple and his 50th RBI.
Cardinals will keep the infield back
against Jorge Soler. So no such thing as a gimme, but as close to it as it gets. Runner at third, nobody out, infield back.
Walker, when he's looking for a ground ball, will go cutter. He gets swings and misses at his changeup a high percentage of the time. For Walker, that and Molina, you're thinking punch out here.
Soler is 3 for 15 since his return from the DL, but as you pointed out last night, he's probably had better at bats than any of his teammates this week.
Yeah, there's been a lot of line drives jumping off that bat. He just hit him at people.
Two and two, Castro on deck. And if Waka does strike out Soler, the Cardinals may bring their infield in. We're not there yet.
That was the one. The powered changeup. He was hoping to get a swing and miss on, and Soler with a good take. Fights off 97. As hard as Soler hits the ball, if Matheny were to tell his infielders to come in, they might balk at him. So no, we're good. We're good back here, Skip. Especially on the left side.
Good strikeout for Waka.
Just a pretty good battle put up by Soler, but perfect execution with that changeup. He sells it so well. It's great arm speed. There you see the grip. Turns it over a little bit. Instead of 97, you get 89.
They will leave the infield back with a 3-run lead.
Well, in this situation now, and to me, this is the key guy in the sequence, the one-out batter. The sacrifice fly is still in play. The infield is still back. You've really got to be willing to cut down your swing to make sure you put the ball in play. Took a big hack there. Now with one strike, got to be a little shorter.
1-1. Rizzo singled after a long at bat to start the inning. Bryant tripled him home. Soler struck out, and now Castro behind 1-2. Waka was born in Iowa City, Iowa, but went to high school in Texarkana, Texas, and then on to Texas A&M. First round pick, 2012. He was not drafted out of high school. I always find that interesting. The guys who are first rounders out of college who don't even get drafted as 18-year-olds. He had a late growth spurt. That'll get the run in, and Waka not covering, so Castro's safe. That's a big mistake by the pitcher, and it's 4-2.
Oh, got ourselves a ball game all of a sudden.
Waka got caught watching.
The ground ball was going to get the run home, and Castro gets the bonus. And Waka late to react.
So that had to happen to you before, because you just lock up for half a second.
Well, I think a lot of times too is especially now with this shifting is going on. Second baseman are playing on the pull side, first baseman are playing way off the base, and if you don't look and you don't remind yourself, because sometimes you read the ball off the bat and you go, that's a ground ball to second, and even though you're trained to break on anything to the right side, something kicks in that says that I'm not going to be needed on this play. This is going to be a 4-3 put out. But you have to you do it about 155,000 times in spring training. Ball on the ground, right side of the infield. You got to start and then read the play, and if they've got a covered stop. Yeah, he's got a guy on third. He's focusing on trying to prevent that run from scoring. Not a physical error, but clearly a mental error.
So 2 in, still only 1 out, and Montero swings and misses.
My bigger issue is falling a little bit off to the third base side and not being particularly fleet of foot. So if there's a speedy guy going down the line, he might just flat beat me.
Wouldn't even matter if you did all you could to get over there. Yep. Missed 68 games last year with a shoulder stress reaction, and he came back in September, made a handful of appearances. He was on their playoff roster, did not pitch in the division series, but he did pitch out of the pen in the NLCS, and he gave up the series ending 3-run homer in San Francisco to Travis Ishikawa in the bottom of the ninth. That was his first appearance in almost 3 weeks. Very interesting move to put him in that spot.
Yeah.
He was the NLCS MVP the year before. Backhanded play, Carpenter, and they'll turn it 4-6-3 to end the inning. Carpenter back at second base for the first time in a couple of years, and a nifty start of that turn. Cubs get 2, however, and now trail 4-2.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
One thing we can rely on in this house is UVerse high-speed internet.
I've been streaming movies all day without any problems.
UVerse high-speed internet has brought much-needed reliability to our lives.
It's got reliability you can rely on.
AT&T UVerse high-speed internet. With 99.9% reliability, it's one thing you can rely on.
Wherever we drive, we all need the same thing. Great tires at low prices. That's why there's AutoTech. As McHenry County's largest independent tire dealer, we have the low prices you're looking for. Plus, friendly service from your locally owned AutoTech. And now get up to a $120 rebate on Goodyear and Dunlop tires. Great tires at low prices. That's AutoTech, where tires are less. For tires, wheels, maintenance, and repair, visit these local Goodyear AutoTech centers today. Huntley, Woodstock, Crystal Lake, and McHenry.
Moving is frustrating, but moving your DirecTV isn't. Simply call before you move and we'll take care of everything. With our professional installation, your DirecTV